contain coarse language that could offend some viewers. Discretion is advised.
Fall has arrived. A beautiful September day in Toronto and a crucial football game for these two teams as the Saskatchewan Roughriders take on the Toronto Argonauts. On a live mic night here in Toronto.
Starting quarterback Zach Collaros at start number 60 for Collaros, 29-year-old out of Cincinnati, coming off the loss to the Ottawa Red Blacks.
And it's Military Appreciation Night here in Toronto, and the Royal Canadian Air Force provides us with a pregame flyover.
Start number 6 for Bethel Thompson for the Toronto Argonauts. Won his first 2 starts, but is trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Toronto losing the back-to-backs to Hamilton and Montreal.
Toronto has lost 3 in a row, as you mentioned, now at 3-8 on the season. Mark Trestman's message to his team: we got to have this one. Saskatchewan beat Toronto on the opening week of the CFL season. Chris Jones' team had their 4-game winning streak snapped last week by Ottawa. They'll be here and then in Montreal next week. Saskatchewan, the toss, elected to defer. Toronto will receive to start the football game. Last week, Saskatchewan returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown, the 10th time in CFL history that's ever happened. And Lowther kicks it off, and newcomer Will Likely takes the ball at his 22-yard line. Likely finds a seam, gets out across the 35-yard line to the 37, and that's where McLeod Bethel Thompson and company will go to work.
McLeod Bethel Thompson has completed 63% of his passes, just over 1,300 yards. Touchdown to interception ratio just fine. He hasn't had an issue with turnovers.
Trio to King's
just
right, yeah.
trying to find the answer.
Hoosiers, X-flat, our bumper turn on one. Hey. Long motion, long motion.
On first down, Bethel Thompson gets flushed out of the pocket, and he is sacked right away by Willie Jefferson. Jefferson with his 7th sack of the year.
We're good.
But he's been on a roll, 2 sacks in the last 3 games. Deron Carter, former Saskatchewan Roughrider, gets his 2nd start for Toronto, but first he will be the starting wideout in the offense, and Ryan Bobbin back in the lineup at right guard, up front protecting McLeod Bethel Thompson.
Go ahead.
Loss was 6. And on second down, a 3-man rush. They screen it off, but well short of the first down. James Wilder got flipped over on the play. On a good tackle by Saskatchewan's Nick Marshall, and a flag is down on the play.
What is it?
No end, Toronto, no end.
Oh no, decline it.
Toronto was called for this twice.
Toronto, no end. That penalty's declined.
In the last game against Hamilton, the Argonauts were called twice for the wrong formation, not having the proper number of players at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the receiver, the widest receiver has got to get to the line to cover up that tackle, or else it's an ineligible formation. But Chris Jones declines the penalty because it was well short of the first down the play.
Saskatchewan leads the league. 4 kick return touchdowns on the year. And Kyran Moore gets thrown back hard. Good special teams tackle made by Frank Beltray. And so now Zach Collaros and the Saskatchewan Roughriders go to work. A tough week for Collaros last week against Ottawa.
Yeah, it certainly was. Just 10 completions on 27 attempts. It's hard to wrap your head around.
Hey, ball's off the hash. Let's go, Dan. Hey, let's it up. Here we go. Hey, zip the midweek lap tango. Fake 361. DW stick X Harvey on 1. Ready?
Got that?
X Harvey. Let's do it.
Up and throwing on first down. Collaros fires. And And the pass is caught by Neiman Roosevelt up close to the 50-yard line for a gain of 7.
Take a look at the starting offense for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Kyron Moore, another return touchdown. That's 2 in his first 3 games in the Canadian Football League. Shaq Evans, wide receiver, looking for a bounce-back game, and the guy that's going to pick up everything up front and make those calls is Dan Clark at center.
Pistol, 45, bang. Right here. Sit down. Read it up.
Here comes the blitz. And the give on second down goes to Trey Mason. Mason tripped up close to the first down, needs the 52-yard line.
And they're going to give it to him.
Hey, watch your big.
Forward progress, Gordon. He's going to get that new set of downs.
Saskatchewan just 12 first downs last week. 4 by penalty.
Now, that's what I was saying, to get their head around just 10 completions, just over 2 completions per quarter in a game. Unheard of in the Canadian Football League. This offense needs to get some traction.
Read it.
And on a play fake, Caleros under pressure, gets it away. The pass is caught. Shaq Evans makes the grab at the Toronto 43-yard line as Caleros gets free and moves the sticks again.
That's a real important catch for Shaq Evans. Young guy in his first year in the receiving corps for Saskatchewan had 3 drops against Ottawa. Key drops in that game. Bounces back and gets started on a good note with a nice catch over the middle. Contested catch.
This way.
Show blitz again. Here it comes. Caleros gets flushed again. And Caleros off and running. Will get across the 40 down to the 35-yard line. That'll leave him 2 yards short of a Saskatchewan first down.
Rebuilt Toronto Argonaut defense. There's Ken Bishop. He's had a couple sacks, his second last week for the last game for the Argos. In linebacking core, former Saskatchewan Roughriders Jeff Knox Jr. gets his start beside Bear Woods. 3 games now for Bear Woods. And Ronnie L is the most experienced defensive back in the secondary at 5 years. The other side, all rookies for the Toronto secondary.
Ground to Mason, and not much doing there as Cleon Lang got a hold of him right away, throws him down for no gain. And that'll bring up 3rd and 2 for Saskatchewan, and the field goal unit will come on with Brett Lowther,
who's been money all season long. 92%, 92.3 to be exact, and nice play by Cleon Lang to stuff the hole.
This will be a 43-yard try for Lowther, who's 12 of 13 from outside the 40 so far this year. Early movement, a flag is down. The field goal is wide left, likely makes the catch in the end zone. It's going to bring it out. He'll get to the 5-yard line, but it appeared as though Toronto jumped. If that's the case, that would give Saskatchewan a fresh set of downs.
Yes, it would.
Toronto, the least penalized team in the league.
Okay. See what happens here.
Offside. Toronto, number 36.
New set of downs.
First down, Saskatchewan.
Finally, the game goes to Tremaine Washington at the bottom of your screen. So as a result, now a first down Saskatchewan at the Toronto 30. That's a costly, costly penalty. The amazing thing for Mark Trestman's team, Glenn, is that the mistakes haven't been many, but they've come at the worst time.
And everyone's taken their turns.
Throwing on first down. They swing it up to Conrad Moore. Moore moves up the sidelines and gets brought down at about the 5-yard line. Conrad Moore, a gain of 25, and it's first and goal, Saskatchewan.
Well, such a versatile player. Moore, I mentioned mentioned the return touchdowns, but they're trying to work him into the offense. Got a couple of catches, been targeted a few times in his 3 games for Saskatchewan. Just a little bubble screen to get him the football in space. He could make you miss.
Saskatchewan, the worst red zone offense in the league, just 32% so far this year, by far the worst in the league. First and goal from the 5. Caleros to the end zone, touchdown. Jordan Williams-Lambert got his 3rd of the year, and Saskatchewan gets new life on the penalty on 3rd down, takes advantage, and scores the touchdown.
Exactly right. You're talking about a costly early offside penalty for the Toronto Argonauts. Gives Zach Caleros another crack at it. Little bubble screen to Kyran Moore, and then this touchdown. It looked like Thigpen was the primary target, but he was well covered. And Zach Caleros went to the back of the end zone to Williams-Lambert.
So an important red zone touchdown, a good drive for Saskatchewan. 7 plays, 68 yards, aided by the penalty. Saskatchewan went 2 and out 9 times last week, a season high. So an important drive for the Riders. And now Lowther, who missed that field goal try that was wiped out, puts the point after up and through, and Saskatchewan has a 7-0 lead. A great start for Zach Caleros and the Saskatchewan Roughriders. The early lead here in Toronto. Jordan Williams-Lambert, the 24-year-old Chicago native, has the first touchdown of the football game, his 3rd of the year.
Well, this is an important one for Saskatchewan. There's Lambert. He's playing the tight end spot in the formation. The primary target on this was Marcus Thigpen. Stop it right there, guys. He's right here, but well covered. And look at Williams-Lambert as he runs his out route to the sideline in the end zone. Caleros puts it right on him, and finding the end zone. This offense has been working hard at trying to figure it out, especially in the red zone, as you mentioned.
Here's Likely to take the kickoff back at the 10-yard line. And Likely gets up to the 35-yard line. Alex Chevrier makes the special teams tackle for Saskatchewan. McLeod Bethel-Thompson's had his moments, but the Argos need wins, and they're down early to Saskatchewan. The CFL on TSN is brought to you by the Nissan Titan, official vehicle of the CFL.
Close wax, 146 G, R slam, W skinny, Z Chico, on one right. Sit up!
First down, Argos from their 35-yard line. Bethel-Thompson throws up to the flat, and the pass is caught by fullback Declan Cross. Gets 14 and a Toronto first down.
Now Charleston Hughes for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, as we said, their defense got off to such a great start. Still leads the league in sacks with 13, but hasn't had one in the last 2 games. Samuel Guavin leads the team in defensive plays at 77. And you take a look in the secondary, Cresden Butler, who's been a healthy scratch, is back at the corner spot.
James Wilder.
There's Charleston.
And there's Hughes, who's had that great start to the year. The CFL sack leader has 13. He slowed down the last few weeks.
Well, he hasn't had one in the last 2 games, which as he was going through that 8-game streak with at least 1 sack in each one of them, you wondered how they were going to stop him, how any team was going to stop him. Boy, he played that run nicely. But remember, the first game of the season, these 2 teams played, Saskatchewan against Toronto. He had 3 sacks in that one.
On second down, Bethel-Thompson has time and throws. It's picked up. Intercepted by Luchez Purifoy. And Purifoy moves up the sidelines, out of bounds at the Toronto 31-yard line.
Wow.
Purifoy, his 3rd interception of the year. And Saskatchewan, with the lead, has the football back.
Fourth interception of the season for Luchez Purifoy. Couple with the Riders, and this clear out route's got to be better for Toronto. Go ahead and run it, guys. I'll show you what happens here. Okay, stop it there. Now, S.J. Green's supposed to be running his out here with this clearing route. I think that's Duron Carter, but because they're so close together, it pulls coverage, and they end up getting outnumbered right there.
Hey, 51, 51, 51, 51, jerk, jerk. Hurry, hurry, sit up.
On first down for the 31-yard line. Again, Kalous gets away. The pass in the feet of the intended target, Josh Danford. A flag comes down on the play as Troy Davis was in to pressure the Saskatchewan quarterback. Mark Trestman's Argos have been outscored in the first quarter by a decided margin. They've scored just 26 points, Glenn, in the first quarter of their last 8 games.
They're going to take another penalty here, too, I think.
Good job, guys, good job.
Be back-to-back series.
Major foul, roughing the passer, Toronto. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Didn't give a number for the roughing the passer penalty.
It looked like it may have been Cleon Lang. I think, take a look down here.
Hey, West Kings left. Z on. 46 chair.
Ken Bishop, face mask. Not Lang, it was Bishop, but you see he gets the left hand on Kalous' face mask. Another penalty-aided drive.
First down from the Toronto 16-yard line, and Mason thrown down right away by Frank Beltry, a loss of 4 yards.
Zach Kalous just registers that one because these defensive ends on both sides. Remember the play by Charleston Hughes? Both sides playing that run game so hard that the quarterbacks are going to have to pull it. Fake that handoff, pull it outside, and make those ends respect the fact that the quarterbacks may take it around the edge.
Second down, Kalous throws it out. Mason's got it in the flats and room to run. But gets his legs cut out neatly by Will Likely. A good open field tackle. That'll bring up third down and a long way to go for Saskatchewan.
They're saying that he's down. Did the ball come out after he was down by contact? Don't think Mark Trestman is even considering a challenge here on this. Let's take another look. Trey Mason in the open field. Nice tackle right there by Darby, or excuse me, Likely.
First man, why are we calling that risk?
So now a field goal try from the 22-yard line for Brett Lowther. And Lowther puts it through off the turnover. Saskatchewan gets another 3 and now has a 10-0 lead on the CFL on TSN from Toronto. Duron Carter in his second game as a Toronto Argonaut. With more on that, here's Matthew Shinetti.
You know, Gord, when you talk to Duron Carter, he understands he's under the microscope. The fact is, everyone's always going to be looking and making assumptions and perceiving him in very unique ways, but we also know that he's talented. And S.J. Green knows that he's talented. And maybe the simplest piece of advice that Duron has been getting from S.J. Green, put it on tape. And what does that mean? Well, for Duron, worry about your routes, where you break out of your routes, where your hands are, how far you take the football. It's that lead by example way of playing that really has led S.J. Green's career and those 3 Grey Cups. It's the reason why when we spoke to Duron Carter about that piece of advice, he smiled and laughed and said, when I grow up, I want to be just like S.J. Green. Guys.
Hurry, sit down, down. Hurry, sit down.
First down for the Toronto 35-yard line. Bethel Thompson throws, and Wilder belted down as he makes the catch by Chad Jeter. A gain of 3 on the play.
Well, Duron Carter is a Saskatchewan Roughrider, mostly played this year on defense. But when he's played offensively, there's the athletic ability that Matthew was talking about. There's an interception against Ottawa playing mostly on defense. He was targeted 15 times as a receiver by Zach Kalous of Saskatchewan quarterbacks. That was last year against the Argos, and just a remarkable athletic catch by Duron Carter. That's what he's capable of.
Second and long. Bethel Thompson stands in and throws, and flag comes down. Purifoy there on the coverage with Armani Edwards, and the flag came out right away. This may be against Saskatchewan.
number 28. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. First down, Toronto.
So the Argos will now move out to their 48-yard line.
There's Armando Edwards right there. He's going to run the out here on Purefoy, and pretty good coverage, but Purefoy just a little bit of a grab on the jersey, and when you see the jersey separate from the body, the flag flies.
First down, Argonauts. Bethel Thompson throws, and the catch is made. Edwards sprawls out and gets it into Saskatchewan territory at the 50-yard line, a gain of 8. It's a pretty sweet grab.
Yeah, when you're in a groove, you're in a groove.
Big filthy, 5 off.
Two of the last 3 games, Armando Edwards has been over 100 yards and drew the flag on first down, and then that play, outstanding catch.
And now the fly sweep to Edwards, who gets down to the 45-yard line. And that'll move the sticks for a Toronto first down. President Butler makes the stop.
I was going to mention about Duron Carter is McLeod Bethel Thompson in his 5 starts has completed 5 passes, so 1 per game at over 30 yards. Now, is that because they just haven't run those type of plays, or because they didn't have the true speed, deep threat? If it's the second option, they got him now in Duron Carter.
First down carry to James Wilder, and Wilder gets a couple on the play where he's stacked up.
Now Gord,
Mike Edom, safety.
Sorry, now the question is, can Mark Trestman keep Duron Carter on the rails? Because
here we go, fellas. Off the hatch.
There'll be zero tolerance for Coach Trestman with some of the sideshow stuff that Duron Carter's done in the past.
W-Dragon,
if I'm a DB for Saskatchewan right now, I'm poking that bear to see if Carter will lose it.
Second and 4. Bethel Thompson pump fakes, got some room to run, dives to the 35-yard line, which is where he needs to be for the first down. And that is where they'll mark him. That should move the sticks. A gain of, call it 7.
Outstanding decision by McLeod Bethel Thompson here, because the primary target that he was looking at was outnumbered by 3 Saskatchewan defenders. Pulled it down, dove for the first down.
Spread left, 75, W and Y, Foxy. On one, right?
Oh, Foxy. Like it. Nice. So the Y's running a Foxy, whatever that is. Bethel Thompson gets flushed out. He'll run again and gets down to the 30-yard line for a gain of 6. So when you hear these play calls, you'll hear W, X, Y, and they'll usually say Z. So those are the receivers for each letter.
That's right.
Here we go. Spread. We're on the green. Spread right, raw. 75. Z Lambo. X deep. Cornerbacks left. On the green.
Z is a wideout. X is a wideout. Those letters represent a receiver on the field. We call it Z though. So.
Second down. Bethel Thompson throws, and the pass is incomplete to Edwards. And gaining there in the coverage, that'll bring up third down for Toronto. The field goal unit will come on.
Yeah, Edwards won the route on Gainey here, but the ball was a little bit high, allowed Ed Gainey to get back in and get in position, because when he made the outcut, you could see that 1.5 yards of separation, but that ball just sailed on McLeod Bethel Thompson.
Zach Medeiros comes on to try the field goal for Toronto. The Argonauts have the worst field goal percentage in the league. Ronnie Pfeffer, the man who began the year as a field goal kicker, got injured.
We're going over left.
Medeiros has taken over. He's 9 for 11 on the year. Longest is 44. This will come from 37. And the Argos, we mentioned, do not score a lot in the first quarter. Trying to get their first 3 here tonight.
Cross! Ready, set!
And it's a fake. Bethel Thompson's under pressure. Flags are down. So is he. And throws it away. And is this going against Toronto? If it is, it'll be a turnover.
Looked like Chris Jones was suggesting the center or long snapper move the ball early before the snap, which is not allowed.
Jake Reinhardt's the long snapper for Toronto.
What's up, fam? How you doing, brother? Hey, good story,
Procedure.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Toronto number 58. Prior to the snap, that'll be a 5-yard penalty. It will remain third down.
So it's before the snap.
Jake Reinhardt moves the ball slightly. You see that little head bob and movement. That's the procedure call. Then there was a question as to whether or not that was intentional grounding.
Now the initial call was it was before the snap. So you heard the explanation of Chris Jones. It killed the play. So this should be third down again. It will be for Toronto.
And they'll move them back 5.
Yeah,
that worked out for Toronto. So Toronto gets the penalty, and it worked out for them because with the fake call, the fake was stopped by Saskatchewan.
And Saskatchewan can't decline it because it happened before the ball was down.
Yeah.
Now a 42-yard try for Medeiros.
Bang! Denver! Set! Good hit, good hit, good hit.
And Medeiros puts it through. Bit of an adventure, but the Argos get their first 3.
Make your getaway with intelligent all-wheel drive in the 2018 Nissan Qashqai.
And on comes Zach Collaros, who, as you mentioned, Glenn, last week had the struggle. 10 for 27, 2 interceptions against Ottawa.
Are we rolling? Hey, let's go, we're rolling. Listen up. Hey, here we go, listen. Hey, zip the mid, spread right, wax, 845 delay, Y worm, Z fang, X slide, W hammer, on 1, ready?
Y's running a worm.
Okay.
Take a look at the Y.
Read it! Read it, huh?
Play fake. And Collaros, little lateral there, gets it ahead to the fullback, Spencer Moore. And Moore gets 8 up to the 43.
Collaros is 6-4 against the Toronto Argonauts in his career. A lot of those games as a Hamilton Tiger Cat. But what's impressive about the numbers for that is the touchdown to interception ratio. When playing against the Toronto Argonauts, 21 TDs to just 6 picks, 6 games over 300 yards. His best quarterback efficiency rating against any team that he's played against in his career.
6 for 6 passing for 66 yards and a touchdown so far. Should be the final play of the opening quarter.
Read it! Read it, huh?
Back to the ground they go to Mason, a first down and more up close to midfield. Bear Woods makes the stop, but not before he gets a gain of 12 out to midfield. The first quarter comes to an end with Saskatchewan holding a 10-3 lead here in Toronto on the CFL Live on TSN.
This program may contain coarse language that could offend some viewers. Discretion is advised.
Have a day, let's go! Hey, did you come to any soccer games when you were here last year?
I didn't go to any soccer, no.
We went to the championship last year. It was awesome. We stayed like right in the middle of this section right here. Okay, can I get in that too? Like, okay. All day, be the best you can be all day. Best you can be all day. How we feeling, brother? Hell yeah. About time. Love you, bro. Let's keep fighting, man. The dam's gonna break eventually. I'm missing throws, man. Can't miss a rep. Big fellas run the show. Big fellas run the show. You guys set the tone. All day, let's go, Frank. Hey, golden left.
Did I see Zach Collaros do a pinky swear with one of the receivers? I think he did, didn't he?
I think he did. I think you're right.
Live bike night.
draw play. And fighting his way down to the 50-yard line is Marcus Thigpen. Gets a gain of 5 on the play and got belted at the end of it by Tremaine Washington.
Yeah, whether it's Trey Mason or Marcus Thigpen running, this is a matchup between he and the linebacking core. Jeff Knox Jr., Bear Woods tonight. Toronto can stop the run.
Second and 5. Calero's under pressure, gets away from Tuggle, and now just throws that one away. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Stay on side. 3rd and 5. Watch the ball.
Here's the Argos saying stay on side. We saw an offside penalty against Toronto earlier in a field goal try, extend the drive.
And it turned into a touchdown. And a 7-point lead for Saskatchewan at that time. Justin Tuggle got the initial pressure and forced Zach Caleros to throw it out of bounds, make that decision. He was playing linebacker when Bear Woods was out of the lineup. He's better as a rotating defensive end and guy can get after the quarterback up front.
Josh Pardell will punt. Low snap to Bartel, who drops it and puts it down to the 12-yard line. And Armando Edwards, after the 38-yard punt, there's a flag down, steps out at the 17. We'll wrap things up on this triple-header day with the Ticats and the Lions. Tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Pacific. So with Ottawa's win earlier today over Edmonton, Saskatchewan can take over 2nd spot in the West Division. And Hamilton will try to keep pace with Ottawa, down by 2 in that race for top spot in the East Division. Crossover appears quite likely.
Ex-Hoosiers, W. Nudge Reno, Z Cardinal on one right.
Trips left we got, so 3 receivers left side.
Cardinal, Nudge Reno.
Three-man rush for Saskatchewan. Bethel Thompson throws, and S.J. Green,
who was the Trips receiver.
Yeah, gets a gain of 9.
The 3rd receiver to that side of the field. Trips left, 3 receivers. If it's quads, you got 4. And there is S.J. Green. Nice little ISO on number 19.
600th Canadian Football League catch for S.J. Green. Brings up 2nd and 1.
Let's see the Hoosiers, huh? The bodies over there.
Yeah, body. It was great. Backers are getting out of that.
Yeah.
James Franklin comes in with a short yardage team, and Franklin will get a 1st down out to the 39-yard line.
Really quite remarkable. He leads the team in 1st down catches. Over 600 yards and 51 catches this year. 52 to get him to 600 in his career and closing in on 10,000 yards.
Solomon Jr. Green, 3-time Grey Cup winner.
And one of the great leaders and ambassadors of the game, but great leaders in their locker room.
1st down from the 39. And Bethel Thompson throws. Edwards has the catch. Close to midfield, a 1st down to the 53, a gain of 14.
A little extra pushing and shoving there. I think it was Chris Van Zyl. Lots of time for McLeod Bethel Thompson to step into this deep out throw. Little play action fake, and look at the time he's got to launch that one to Edwards.
First down play. Bethel Thompson has a man. S.J. Green makes the catch. Still going inside the 20. Still going. Touchdown, Toronto. One official says he's in. The other says he's out of the 1. And they'll talk it over here.
Well, any scoring play or play close to the goal line is reviewed by the video official. So they're taking a look at that right now, going to see if he crossed the goal line with the ball or got the ball over that cone in the corner. Just trying to fight off Nick Marshall, and did it cross the goal line before he went out of bounds.
It's where the ball is. That's close. They're marking it at the 1. No indication yet that this is being reviewed. Mark Trestman is talking to his coaches.
Well, they are reviewing it. Now, the other question is, did he lose control of the ball, so they'll mark it, because it went out of bounds, they'll mark it where his foot was.
So Franklin dives ahead. He's got it. Touchdown, Toronto. Either way, the Argos hit the end zone. And a big play for S.J. Green sets it up. And for Franklin, that's his 11th touchdown run of the year. The CFL record for rushing touchdowns by a quarterback is 14, set by Doug Flutie with the BC Lions.
Yeah, for the Argos, 12. So he's closing in on tying that and the CFL record on plays just like that one. Started 4 games, went 1-3, won his first one against his old team, the Edmonton Eskimos. But when McLeod Bethel Thompson took over, he knew he still had to contribute, still had to be a good team guy first, and that's what James Franklin has done.
So now Medeiros for the point after to tie the football game.
Ready, Denver, set. Good hit.
A 5-play, 83-yard drive capped off by James Franklin, and a huge scoring drive for the Toronto Argonauts gets them right back in the football game.
Go out there and lay it on the line for each other. Go play for each other. Go do your job for each other with high expectations. You've worked to do that, and you're ready to do that. We got to have this game. There's no excuses. We got to have this game. We got 3 hours to get it done. 57 plus 3. Let's take a knee. Let's say a prayer. Let's go out and win tonight.
And James Franklin punches the ball across after another great effort by S.J. Green, who was a big part of that drive for Toronto. The Argonauts coming off a bye week. They've won the last 3 games they've played going back to last year off a bye. Medeiros sends that deep, picked up there by Aaron Moore. And Moore from his 15-yard line gets spun around. Special teams tackle made by John Bewell.
So McLeod Bethel Thompson bounces back from an early interception to Purefoy to put together a real nice drive where S.J. Green made 2 catches. Amande Edwards, 2 catches for Green for 65 yards. McLeod Bethel Thompson 3 for 3 on the drive, and a lot of the heavy lifting by S.J. Green on that play, and James Franklin caps it off.
First down Saskatchewan from the 28-yard line, and the Riders will run the ball on first down more than anyone. Marcus Thigpen rushing through. Off goes Thigpen. 1 man to beat. Cuts back and is gone. Just like that. Marcus Thigpen, 82-yard touchdown.
Just like that, Saskatchewan takes the momentum back, and they go to their home run hitter. A 97-yard opening kickoff return touchdown last week, as you mentioned, Gord, off the top of the show. And a huge run on offense to take what momentum Toronto grabbed with the touchdown from James Franklin. Take it right back.
Thigpen's longest run of the year prior to that was 80. There's 82 and a touchdown. And just like that, as you say, Saskatchewan with a 6-point lead can make it 7. Lowther puts it through. And Saskatchewan, seconds after Toronto had tied the game, regains the lead 17-10 on the CFL on TSN. Marcus Thigpen's done a little bit of everything for Saskatchewan this year. He's run for touchdowns, he's caught touchdown passes, he's returned kicks for touchdowns. And this one gets Saskatchewan back up moments after Toronto had tied the football game.
Assist goes to the center, Dan Clark, on a real good block. He pulled and kicked out the Toronto defender to open up the hole for Marcus Thigpen. I'll show you that in a second.
Saskatchewan won the first meeting 27-19. That might be the halftime score here tonight. Will Likely from his 15-yard line, and Likely taking over the return duties for the Argonauts gets out to the 32-yard line.
Well, we highlighted him off the top of the show because he's so important, calling all the protections up front. But watch the pull block here from the center, Dan Clark, to kick out Akeem Jordan, who's playing some defensive reps here. Look at number 67 on 28. The kick out block, opening up the initial hole for Marcus Thigpen, and then he just uses his great speed after that.
An 82-yard touchdown run. And now Toronto
wing, Z-type, 44 stone block.
will try to put together another scoring march. There's the big man. Centers don't get much attention unless they hold somebody. 30-year-old, 7th-year man out of Regina. And the first down carry goes to Brandon Burks. He gets around the corner, and Burks pushed out of bounds at the 44-yard line, a gain of 12. And a Toronto first down.
Now we're seeing some offense now, back and forth from both teams. Another newcomer, and Brandon Burks getting a chance to play in relief of James Wilder Jr.
We're going. Indy, Astro. Indy, Astro. 94 bone.
Sounds like McLeod Bethel Thompson wants to go with a little tempo offense.
You're off. We're going same thing, not Astro. What's up? We're gun. Astro. Gun. Run the hurry. Hurry, son.
And 94 Astro is Brandon Burks for maybe 3 out to the 48-yard line. Saskatchewan defensively about 481 yards last week to Ottawa. Toronto, meantime, runs the ball less effectively than any other team in the league.
Robin, W Nudge Reno Z, X Omaha.
Hug up on him, Judge! Hug up, Judge!
Sit down.
On second down, Bethel Thompson throws. Levi Noel makes the catch at midfield. Good for a Toronto first down. Mike Adam there in the coverage.
You heard Chris Jones there talking to Cameron Judge, saying he had to take the back out of the backfield, and Brandon Burks. Judge is right here, and he wants to hug him. That was the coaching point that Chris Jones was giving him. I know the ball went away. Just wanted to show you how he coached up his linebacker just before the snap of the ball to make sure he hugged that back out of the backfield. Now McLeod Bethel Thompson went to the other side and completed one for a first down.
Four-man rush, and Bethel Thompson drops it off to Cross, and Declan Cross tackled by Mike Edom, a gain of 4. By the way, you've heard us call him Mike Edom. He was Mike Edom for a long time. He's asked for the traditional family pronunciation of Edom, so we'll happily do that and wonder why he didn't tell us sooner.
Exactly.
Here we go. We got weak right, Z pile, 365, wide pigeon, W spacing, all right.
Well, why is running a pigeon? It's a pigeon. And the pass was picked off there through the hands of Malcolm Williams. And
that's a tough one. That's a tough one to intercept because you're breaking on the receiver, thinking make the tackle first. And Ed Gainey had the big year last year. Just one interception so far this year. It just surprised him as he was just trying to break up that play to Malcolm Williams.
Shaq Evans stands back at the 10-yard line to take the punt from Zach Medeiros. And Medeiros gets a good kick away. Evans lets it roll to the end zone. And Kyron Moore goes back and gives up 1. 66-yard single for the Toronto Argonauts. Ed Gainey came close as the ball-hawking Saskatchewan defense almost grabbed another.
Well, you mentioned it, Gord. Marcus Thigpen scores in a lot of different ways. Did as a Hamilton Tiger Cat, did in his early days in Saskatchewan, did in the NFL, and he's doing it again this year. 97-yard kickoff return. The opening kickoff of the game last week against Ottawa.
Just the 10th time that's happened in CFL history. There were 4 kick returns last Saturday in the Canadian Football League. Only the 2nd time in history there's been that many in one day.
That'd be Trey Mason on this series as they kind of rotate back and forth.
First down from the 35-yard line. And Caleros gets flushed and throws. Shaq Evans can't quite reach it. Zach Caleros was being pressured early by Ken Bishop and got away.
So you got Marcus Thigpen, who his NFL career kind of ran its course. He was going through some family challenges at home, thought that that was it for football. And he contacts Kevin Glenn last year with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Glenn talks to Chris Jones. Chris Jones says, yeah, let's take another look at Thigpen. They'll switch up with Trey Mason. Thigpen is the 2nd down back. Trey Mason's the 1st down back.
Read it! Read it up!
Here comes the blitz from Toronto. Caleros stands in and fires. And the pass is caught. What a throw. And the catch by Neiman Roosevelt will get them down to the Toronto 52, a gain of 23 yards.
That might be one of Zach Caleros' best throws all year. Because of the timing of it, he had to throw it over a defender, had a little bit of pressure around him, and he didn't have a big window to get that in there.
Excellent, on one, ready?
Nice throw from Caleros.
Inside the 15-yard line, down to the 12. Another strike from Caleros.
Starting to wonder when this Saskatchewan offense was going to start clicking. It's taken some time. It's been the topic of discussion with the fan base in Saskatchewan that the defense has played well all year.
W. Foxy on one, ready? Hey, goal line adjust.
Gain of 40 yards on this play.
Special teams played well all year. The offense was poor to average.
First down from the 12. Caleros to the end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown, Jordan Williams-Lambert, his 2nd of the game.
Best 3 throws in a row all year for Zach Caleros. He hit that deep out, found Neiman Roosevelt down the seam, and finishes with a corner route that you cannot throw any better. Good protection up front. Gives him the time, but he just drops it over the outside shoulder of Williams-Lambert.
Well, Caleros heard the boos from Saskatchewan fans last week in Regina. The loss to Ottawa. Needed a big comeback this week and has it so far.
And at the press conference after that game, Gord, when asked about those boos, he said, I would have booed us too. So he was honest, and he's bounced back because that was some kind of drive.
This one for home. Back to Indy.
A 4-play, 75-yard drive. Takes just 2 minutes. Caleros goes 3 for 3 passing.
But just outstanding throws here. I mean, this is the corner route from Williams-Lambert. He's in that number 3 spot, that trip spot. Nice corner route. Now, he does get a step and a half on the route, but that ball thrown right to the outside, not allowing Alton Darby back into it. So 3 outstanding, accurate throws from Zach Caleros on the drive.
But think about it, Toronto puts together a good drive, ties the game at 10. Saskatchewan rips off the run by Marcus Thigpen, 82 yards for a touchdown. Then that drive.
Well, it's old Mo. That momentum fight in football is so important. And Toronto had it for a split second when they tied it. Thigpen took it away immediately. That just kicks you right in the solar plexus. And now another touchdown from Caleros.
Now the kickoff taken by Burks back at his 10-yard line. And Burks out to the 30 is wrapped up there by Saskatchewan's Kurt Magid. And that's where Toronto will get the ball with 4:28 to go here in the first half.
Sense of urgency now.
Yeah. And here's the play call from Bethel Thompson.
Here we go, here we go. We got quads left Ray, 44 Y money Z prick. I'm on it. Here we go.
Hughes provides the pressure. Bethel Thompson finds Edwards. Armani Edwards has a gain of 7. To the 37-yard line.
One of the things you can see with these live mics is just how momentum affects the players. I mean, it's, they get in the huddle after getting scored on twice, and all of a sudden the demeanor is very different.
On second down, and the play goes to Burks, who will get across the 40-yard line for a first down. We have not seen a lot of James Wilder in the football game.
Yeah, you start to wonder.
We're going to spread left, Toronto,
Get
spread
Matthew
left,
on that one.
Raw. Hey, 364. Crow. Hey, no, sit, Omaha. Hurry, son.
4-man rush. Bethel Thompson fires the pass incomplete for Deron Carter. Nick Marshall there on the coverage.
Boy, Bethel Thompson gets hit hard here. Watch Charleston Hughes. Here comes 39. Inside stunt.
Here we go.
Just as he's throwing that
64,
ball.
Pick a rib.
Pearl switch, W full, some S flat. I'm on right. Spread right. Pearl switch.
Here's James Wilder.
Haven't seen him the last 3 series.
Another big hit. Bethel Thompson gets it away to Burks, and he'll get out to the 45-yard line. A gain of 3, well short of a Toronto first down. That'll bring us to the 3-minute warning here in Toronto. And the Saskatchewan Roughriders, who had their 4-game winning streak snapped last week, have a 13-point lead here in Toronto. Coming up at the half, Rod Smith, Jock Clyde, Stiegel, and Jim Barker will break down the first half and up more. A triple header day here on TSN. As the Argos are set to punt here, Medeiros will stand back at his 30-yard line. And again, Saskatchewan with 4 kick return touchdowns this year. Medeiros bobbled that. And Kyran Moore, who's got 2, takes it inside his 20-yard line. And he gets taken down to the 29-yard line. Let's go to Matthew Shinetti for the intrigue on the Argo sidelines.
Well, Gord, you and Glenn have been talking about the absence of James Wilder. He has been on the sidelines talking to offensive line coach Jonathan Heimbach and even injured defensive lineman Dylan Wynn about protections and going up against the Riders defense. Now, usually when there might be some issues with James Wilder, he's the first one to be very emotional and expressive on the sidelines. He's had his helmet on. He's been rather reserved, and he's talking to his coaches, guys.
Such a big factor in Toronto's East Division final win last year over Saskatchewan.
The suggestion is there that he's not hurt.
Collision in the backfield. Mason bumps into Caleros. Caleros throws a little block for him. Mason a long way to go to get back to the line of scrimmage. He gets forced out of bounds there by Tremaine Washington. He ran about 60 to get a loss of 1.
That is interesting, though. Toronto Argonauts with James Wilder Jr. on the bench. Deron Carter has been targeted, by the way, just 1 time in this first half and played pretty much every snap at wide receiver. So we'll see if Wilder gets a chance to play in the second half and maybe some more information on just why he's been on the bench the last 3 series.
2nd and 11. Caleros fires down, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tremaine Washington at midfield. Took it away from Naaman Roosevelt. And so Toronto Toronto gets the football back with 2:17 to go in the first half.
Yeah, and worse news for Saskatchewan is not the interception. It's the fact that Naaman Roosevelt grabbed his right knee as he went down there. He's trying to walk that one off.
Just regular Hoosiers right here. Are we up? Are we up? Okay, all right, here we go.
Like that left knee sort of buckled underneath him. Outstanding interception by Tremaine Washington. One-hander snags it out of the air, but look at the left knee of Naaman Roosevelt.
Another first-year guy in the defensive backfield for Toronto. The Argos have 5 defensive backs on the 6-game injured list.
After that, secondary's got the R beside their name for a rookie.
First down from the 54-yard line. Levi Noel gets out close to the first down marker. Mike Ella makes the stop at the 45-yard line. That'll be a yard short. Gain of 9.
Hey, second down, second down.
Keep on top of the health of Naaman Roosevelt. His left knee buckled, and then his right knee at the end of the head hit buckled, and James Wilder back out there, as you mentioned, Gordon. But Wilder out there looking like he's been reprimanded or something. Something's going on with James Wilder, because you're right, he's usually showing his emotion. He's usually fired up and shows his emotion on his sleeve. Not right now. He's sort of reserved and just listening to the play and going and trying to execute it.
Post Z clear on right. Go, go, go.
Up and throwing that first down. A 3-man rush. They swing it out. And the pass is caught by Levi Noel, but he is cut down right away. And Chris Jones looked like he wanted to make the tackle himself. As Derek Moncrief made a great open field tackle.
Let's go, fellas. Let's go, fellas.
Bethel Thompson gets it out there just in time.
355 Haas, W deep stick, S flat, Z bump twerk. Come on.
Just in time for Noel to be able to absorb that hit.
Second down, 6 to go. Bethel Thompson under pressure, and he is dropped. Sacked to the 45-yard line. Jefferson got there, along with Chad Jeter.
That's a covered sack, too, because Bethel Thompson looked like he wanted to get James Wilder out of the backfield. Cameron Judge covered him down.
And there's an injured Toronto Argonaut. It's Armani Edwards on the far side.
That's where Bethel Thompson wanted to go initially, but he didn't want to take a sack there because he was in field goal range with the ball at around the 38-yard line, and then takes a sack. And does that push him out of field goal range?
It'd be a 50-yard field goal try for Medeiros. His longest of the year is 44. So decision time now for Mark Trestman.
Says he can make the 52. Big pin back there. No, I do the grenade. Let's go grenade.
Not sure if you heard that at home, but Trestman talking with assistant coach saying, what do you think of the field goal? Thigpen will be back there.
Right. Well, when you've got your field goal team on, you got a lot of offensive linemen out there, a lot of big guys, makes it hard to cover, right?
Exactly.
Some teams have a long field goal unit, which has some bigger
right here.
A couple of linebackers on it, yeah. But yeah, if you miss, Marcus Thigpen is dangerous back there.
So Medeiros will punt it.
Yeah. What a great
direct snap. Declan Cross puts it up in the air. The kick is onside, but goes out of bounds. That's the grenade that you heard about. You recall that time, and you can't get it done. So they try the direct snap to Cross. He kicks it, but Alex Charette wasn't able to track it down.
Yeah, he's anyone behind that kick is onside and can go and straight recover it. It just can't go out of bounds. And that's a new set of downs and first down right there. Right. If it doesn't go out of bounds and recovered by Toronto.
S.J. Green shaken up, is heading to the Toronto dressing room. First down from the 42. Calaros with a screen pass. Intended there for Thigpen. He was wrapped up right away by Toronto's Justin Tuggle.
Well, I think Saskatchewan fans are excited about the fact that the Saskatchewan offense has had their best half of football all season.
Now remember, the Toronto defense has allowed the most points in the league this year.
Yes, and they're a work in progress for sure. With a lot of injuries.
Saskatchewan gets Toronto, and then next week Montreal. So two of the weaker defensive teams in the league. Second and 10. Four-man rush for Toronto. Caleros throws the pass in behind Thigpen, and Saskatchewan will have to punt. You could hear the frustration in Mark Trestman's voice, though, when that third down direct snap didn't work. And you know, Trestman has been talking in recent weeks about the little things that have gone wrong.
Well, you work on those plays for a long time in practice for the opportunity to try them one time.
Right. Martell back to punt. And likely takes it back in his 25-yard line. It's a block and gets out across the 40-yard line to the 42. So 38 seconds left here in the first half. No S.J. Green for this Toronto offense.
Yeah, and I've counted one target to Duron Carter.
Thompson 13 for 17, one interception.
Number one target for him has been Armani Edwards.
We got weak right, 775, wide Puma, W Foxy on one right.
Foxy. That's the one that worked the Green up the sideline earlier.
Okay, why Foxy? But Green's not here, so who's Foxy now? Armani Edwards. See him scanning the coverage.
Bethel Thompson gets hit as he throws, and Wilder can't hang on. And the Toronto quarterback and our Mike took a thumping there.
Yeah.
Boy, and that's tough on the quarterback. He's taking a few now, especially with three-man pressure. Go ahead and run it, guys. Three-man pressure, and you get hit. 3 on 5 or 6. That's not the way it's supposed to work. Offensive lineman turn around and said, "You okay?"
Second down. And the pass is caught up to the 52-yard line by Edwards. Maybe mark him at the 51 to be a long yard short of a Toronto first down. 26 seconds remaining.
Time for 2, maybe 3 plays. If you're efficient and work the sideline, you've got to get the first down first.
Right. And Bethel Thompson gets that and more. Busts into Saskatchewan territory and down the 48-yard line. A gain of 9.
Indian relay, ref, we're going. Indian relay.
One throw away from field goal range here.
Relay, 64.
Clock running now inside 20 seconds. Bethel Thompson throws to the sideline, and the pass is incomplete. Yes, able to squeeze that was Rodney Smith.
We talked about it off the top with this Argo team. They're taking their turns. That was field goal range.
Are they calling this a catch?
Quads right, 74. X go
this a catch.
Over here.
I don't think Chris Jones wants to try and challenge that.
We're on one.
Didn't look like he had control, did he?
Not at all. Second and short. Bethel Thompson looks up the sideline, and the pass is incomplete. Back on the coverage is Nick Marshall. The pass intended for Rodney Smith. That'll bring up third down with 6 seconds to go. And the field goal unit will come on, I believe, for Toronto to try a 49-yarder, a 48-yarder.
Which is no chip shot, and Marcus Thigpen is back there in case it's missed.
Right. But that completion that was called 2 plays ago.
Got to cover, fellas.
Puts Toronto in field goal range. You hear Bethel Thompson saying got to cover. Because Thigpen is back and dangerous.
which is something the kicker doesn't want to hear.
No.
Ready. Denver. Set it.
48-yard try. Medeiros has enough on it. And it is good. So Medeiros puts it through. And the lead is cut to 10. So Zach Medeiros, with his longest field goal of the year, strikes from 48 yards out. And the Saskatchewan Roughriders will take a 24-14 lead to the locker room as we send you to Rod Smith at halftime.
It contain coarse language that could offend some viewers. Discretion is advised.
Back here in Toronto on a beautiful Saturday night, Saskatchewan a 24-14 lead on Toronto. Here is our Matthew Chinetti with Argo quarterback Bethel Thompson.
McLeod, we know the capabilities of this offense, particularly in the second half. What kind of adjustments do you think you need to make against this Rough Rider defense?
Just play cleaner football, right? This is our half. Second half's our half. This is where we go. It's exciting times, now or never.
How valuable is someone like Armonte Edwards? We can see the chemistry between the two of you.
He's making plays all over the field. Got to keep feeding it to him and going through our reads, and this is the half to do it.
Thanks, McLeod.
Appreciate you.
So McLeod Bethel Thompson will have a weapon back as S.J. Green, who left the game early, or prior to the start of the halftime, is back out for Toronto. And the Argos will receive to start the second half after winning the toss and deferring their choice to the second. So they got that field goal late to draw within 10. Maybe a bit of a gift on a reception call that shouldn't have stood.
But Saskatchewan's got their offense rolling for the first time really this year. 2 touchdowns from Zach Collaros, 2 to Williams Lambert, and 1 big run by Marcus Thigpen.
Will likely from the 25-yard line. And likely gets up to the 34-yard line. Let's go back to the sidelines to Matthew Chinetti.
Well, guys, before the end of the half, before that last the second to last Argo series, I should say, S.J. Green came off. He spoke to head trainer Scott Shannon and gestured to the small of his back. He then immediately put his helmet on the sidelines and walked with the Argos medical staff, talking to one of the team doctors about his back. He came out and saw him warm up a bit. He looks good, guys.
White Rambo, all right. Black.
Again, a live mic broadcast tonight. Quarterbacks and coaches are mic'd. And there's James Wilder Jr. with the carry and a first down to the 45-yard line. He had 2 carries for 3 yards in the first half. There's a gain of 11 and a Toronto first down. And he was a big part of Toronto's win over Saskatchewan in last year's East Division final.
Well, a big part of their team last year to get to the Grey Cup and win it, James Wilder Jr. And it's not been that same type of season, but that type of run right there is going to give his coach lots of confidence to leave him out there. He missed about 3 series in that first half.
Give it back to him, and this time he gets wrapped up. Great defensive play by Mikhail Brooks. Wilder had just 16 yards on 5 carries in the first meeting against Saskatchewan. And there's a loss of 1.
Just 4 for 13 after that loss for James Wilder tonight.
Spread right, Ross. Spread right, Ross. 65, R Ox. 64, R Ox. White car. I want.
Is it a fast car or is it a...
They throw underneath, and lunging for the first down is Wilder Jr. He'll come out about a yard short at the Toronto 54-yard line, a gain of 9. This will be a long yard for Toronto.
Rhino.
And they're going for it.
Well, he got out of that pile and turned to Mark Tressman and indicated that it was just a few inches and to go and get it. So James Franklin comes up in short yardage. And you could just tell by looking at James Wilder Jr. He's come out of the locker room at halftime with tremendous focus. That's a couple of big runs. Yeah, he got caught in the backfield one time and a good play by Brooks, but he's got tremendous focus in this second half.
3rd and a full yard for Toronto. Franklin dives off tackle and should have it. Goes in behind Chris Kolinkowski.
Mark Tressman, if you watching those 2 runs where James Wilder got extra yards, 4 or 5 extra yards on both of them.
Y move to diamond right, it's 354. Y smoke switch, X top, X Omaha.
Almost you want to keep feeding it. Keep feeding it to 32.
Sounds like they're throwing it here. On first down, they swing it out. And Armani Edwards has the catch, and Edwards, good gain on first down to the Saskatchewan 48-yard line. On a gain of 6.
Wilder got out there and led that block. Right there in the backfield. He's going to go out and he's going to be the lead blocker. I think he gets on Creston Butler, which, by the way, I said off the top of the show was back at corner. He's actually playing safety tonight.
Bethel Thompson gets flushed out and throws, and the pass is caught. Levi Noel makes the grab at the 39-yard line. Mike Edom on the tackle, a gain of 9 and a Toronto first down.
McLeod Bethel Thompson here is going to negotiate the pocket, find a throwing lane on his own. That pressure can get after you from the Saskatchewan defense. There's 39. He's always in the picture somewhere, but you see he just negotiates the pocket, steps up, finds his target.
Play fake to Wilder. Bethel Thompson throws it back to him on the screen. And Wilder breaks some tackles again, gets inside the 35, down to the 33. Got away from the first man, and Guavin gets a gain of 6.
Yeah, there's another one. There's another one from James Wilder. Now, these aren't big 50, 60-yard runs. These are 7 or 8 yard runs, but first contact made it around 3, and he's picking up the rest by just sheer effort.
His longest run of the season is 24 yards.
Yeah, that's surprising. Very much so.
Tommy's got room to run. Wilder down to the 15-yard line, was cut down there by Cameron Judge, a gain of 19.
Almost got his season high. I was going to say the season's not over, and the way he's come out in this second half, he's, like I said, he's playing with a different edge to him.
Hurry, son. Back to the ground they go, and this time Wilder got stacked up, and Guavin there to finish him off after the early stop was made by Mikhail Brooks.
The Riders just stepped up there and said, okay, well, we'll bring 7 guys to tackle you this time and try and limit the gain.
Toronto 3-8 on the year. In Calgary next week. In BC the week after that. And Mark Trestman said it very simply before the game. We got to have this.
Have to have it. Down by 10, but on the doorstep now.
Second down for the 15-yard line. Bethel Thompson throws. Edwards can't make the catch. And Gainey was there.
Well, it's timing from Ed Gainey, and just outstanding, because it looked like Edwards was going to make this catch and get up there and get it. He's out there at the wide receiver. Gainey's got to recover to get to him. He's just trying, because they match up a lot. Saskatchewan will match up personnel. And Gainey, see, he's lost his leverage there a little bit, but the timing on the hit from behind just pops the ball out on Armonte Edwards.
So now Medeiros from the 22-yard line, 2 for 2 so far today, and a 48-yarder at the end of the first half to draw Toronto within 10.
Benny, Denver, set. Good hit.
And puts it through. The lead down to 7. The Saskatchewan Roughriders bouncing back from a tough home loss last week on the road and with the lead in Toronto. Ball at its 35-yard line. The lead back to 7. And the give to Mason. And Mason gets a gain of a couple up to the 37-yard line.
Best half of football, in my opinion, for Zach Collaros on the season. 9 of 14, 141 yards, 2 touchdowns, both to Jordan Williams-Lambert. But it's been the accuracy on the throws. He's pushed it deep a couple of times, had a little pressure, found the end zone, which has been an issue for this offense. Been his best half, and 1 more completion, and he's had as many completions as he did all of last game.
Second down. Caleros gets flushed off and running. He's got a first down and more. He'll slide out to midfield to the 54.
Right there.
A gain of 15.
He just dropped back,
Saw that seam almost like it was a call draw. I don't think it was.
Zip the quads right, 60, Y Chico switch, Z trip return, X hard, L1, ready? Yeah. Quick with it. 360. Sit on. Read it. Read it up.
On first down, wide open is Shaq Evans. A flag comes down. Evans down to the 15-yard line. Tackled there by Marcus Robertson.
He held him.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a penalty against the Argos that won't matter. The Riders will take the play. Interesting that Shaq Evans, who's out here on the outside all by himself in the one-on-one on Robertson. He's going to get that double move there. That's contact that was called on the penalty flag. That's
go in.
not going to matter. The Saskatchewan Roughriders will take the play.
61 Art Foxy, Z Hoosier on one. Ready? Coming in.
But Shaq Evans went to Zach Caleros just before he broke the huddle there and said, "Do you want me to do this quick?" Caleros said, "Yeah, do that one, but do it quick." Hit him down the sideline.
Read it. Read it up.
First down from the Toronto 15-yard line. Caleros to the end zone. Incomplete for Thigpen. Covered there by Jonathan Dowling, the safety.
Design of a play to try and get Thigpen on a linebacker, if possible. This time it was safety Jonathan Dowling, but get it either on a safety or a linebacker, and Saskatchewan would like the matchup. Dowling played at Western Kentucky, though, and he can cover. He was in the hip pocket of Marcus Thigpen.
Second down from the Toronto 15. Here comes the blitz. Caleros stands in and throws, and the pass is incomplete. Ronnie Yell knocks that out of the hands of Jordan Williams-Lambert. That'll bring up third down for Saskatchewan.
There's the bet. Held him out. A couple good throws. Nice run by Caleros. Get in plus territory to come away with points on this drive. Get that 3 points back.
And remember, a Saskatchewan team that went 2-and-out 9 times last week, a season high. They go 2-and-out more than any other team, but they've been good tonight. So a short field goal try now for Brett Lowther from 23 yards out to restore the 10-point lead. Green here in Toronto on this Saturday night, and Saskatchewan back up by 10. Military appreciation night here in Toronto. Lots of members of the Canadian Forces are here this evening from various branches. We had a flyover from the RCAF before the game. Here's Matthew Chinetti with a special guest.
Absolutely, Gordon. I'm standing alongside leading seaman Simon Malovich. Simon, first of all, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
We were speaking off camera about your father's service and how that inspired you. What was it about his service that led you to where you are today?
So my father did 4 tours overseas, 2 to Bosnia and 2 to Afghanistan with Canada. And he'd come back with these amazing stories that would always, inspire and challenge me to think about, the conditions of war and peace and Canada's role in the world. So that was really what inspired me to join the Canadian Forces.
Speaking of challenging, not only are you serving, but you're also balancing that as a candidate at the University of Toronto Monk School of Global Affairs and Public Policy. How important is it for you to balance your service and academics?
It's such an honor to be both at the Monk School and serving in the Canadian Armed Forces, and really the reserves is the best kept secret for students in the sense that we can kind of make our own hours, and they're very flexible, and I just want to say it's an absolute honor to serve Canada and also be a student at the Monk School.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you again for your service.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we salute all those who serve in uniform in so many capacities.
Well, tonight here we have Canadian Forces Recruiting Center, Royal Canadian Air Force, Canadian Army, CFB Borden, all from there.
Bethel Thompson fires up to midfield. S.J. Green makes the catch at the 51-yard line. A gain of 16. Toronto first down.
And the HMCS York, members of that.
Actually anchored a couple blocks from here.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, 538
and we want to thank all the men and women for their service here and around the world.
Hurry, son.
First down from the Toronto 51-yard line. Levi Noel on the end around, and he'll get maybe 3 on the play to the 54.
Levi Noel's just got to hit that. Sometimes you can make that move and you can dance in the open field, and sometimes you want to head just straight to the bar and not do the dancing. Just go, just get outside and hit it. Now he's got a bubble there. Hit it up in there. You pick up 6-7 yards. Too much dancing.
The singers want to dance and the dancers want to sing. Second and 8. Bethel Thompson. And the catch is made by the Wilder. What a grab by James Wilder Jr., who snags that one and gets down to the 33-yard line, a gain of 24.
What a catch. What a catch out of the backfield. I thought McLeod Bethel Thompson overthrew him. He had him wide open, and if he hits him, he's striding down the field. You don't see a defender in behind, but he had to stretch out and go get it. What a catch, and that's a tailback.
First down from the 33. Bethel Thompson stands in and throws again. And the catch made that time by Armani Edwards. The coverage from Toby Antigua, gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Quite the story. McLeod Bethel Thompson, 30 years old. Been told so many times that, sorry, but we're going in another direction. This is his opportunity. Won his first 2.
Hurry, son.
Back to the ground, and James Wilder Jr. puts his head down. Moves to 6 again as he gets down to the 20-yard line. Toronto has 3 wins this year, Glenn.
Yeah.
All 3 here at home, and in all 3 games they trailed after 3 quarters. It's a bit of a dangerous tight
I was going to say, yeah, here we go. Well, I'll tell you what, if 32 keeps playing the way he's playing, they got a shot here. But Saskatchewan's answered when they put up points.
First down, just outside of the 20. Bethel Thompson throws underneath, and the catch is made by Green. Wrapped up by Gainey after a gain of, call it 3. One of the problems for Wilder this year has been that Toronto has fallen behind so much so early that the running game has kind of been forgotten.
R fly to blue right close. 13 to RS Trojan Y edge.
Speaking of forgotten.
Yeah. Targeted once.
Go ahead.
And the one target that I saw, I think officially at 0 right now. I thought he was targeted once, but no catches.
Bethel Thompson screens it off. Here's Cross, the fullback, crawling ahead, gets down to about the 12. He'll be 2 yards short of a Toronto first down. So now, what does Trestman do? It's 2.5 yards short. So now what?
Well, I tell you, when he's been in this situation, he has gone short yardage and tried to get the first down.
Medeiros comes on. So they'll try the points here to get back within 7.
I think you got to. I think that's the way you got to go here. Is you got positive territory. It's disappointing because they're on the doorstep looking at a major for Mark Trestman. But I think you take the points, make it a 1-possession game, stay close, and see if your defense can make a play. But as we mentioned, Saskatchewan has answered whenever Argos put some points on the board.
Ready, Denver, set.
So Medeiros puts it through. Toronto keeps chipping away. 2:07 to go in the 3rd quarter. And Saskatchewan up by a touchdown. Into the cases, the crew, the cars. Magnum PI is back, premiering Monday at 9:10 Mountain on CTV. There's a
nice stash.
Tom Selleck duster there. You had the Magnum PI stash.
WPO 45 brick WRZ pinch X hammer on 1. Ready?
So again, when you hear the X and Z, it's a throwing play generally. Here's a give to Big Pen on first down, an 82-yard touchdown run earlier in the game. He gets up to the 45-yard line. You mentioned, though, Glenn, here's a key defensive sequence for Toronto.
Yeah, it absolutely is, because the answer that Saskatchewan's always come up with, whether it be to match a field goal, to get it within one possession like we just saw. But
here's a bad sign. Yeah. Bear Woods, the middle linebacker, is down. Marcus Ball, who's a key linebacker for Toronto, injured 2 weeks ago against Hamilton.
Replaced by Jeff Knox Jr., who we haven't talked a lot about yet tonight. But
Bear Woods missed the first 8 games of the year after back surgery.
In the 3 games since his return, he's had 9 tackles in every single one of them, which has led this Argo defense. That's how important Bear Woods is.
We'll step away with 1:37 to go here in the third quarter. Green Bay and Washington. Coverage starts at 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific across TSN and the CTV networks. Go to footballlives.com for a complete broadcast schedule.
Cleveland Browns.
Oh, yeah.
What a game.
Unlock the fridge, baby.
Unlock the coolers.
So here's middle linebacker now, Akeem Jordan, taking over for Bear Woods. 2nd and inches for Saskatchewan. And David Watford comes in with a short yardage team for the Riders. He'll dive ahead and move the sticks for Saskatchewan. So Saskatchewan a chance tonight to overtake the Edmonton Eskimos for 2nd place in the West Division.
Hey, listen up, listen up, listen up. Hey, listen up.
That was Nick Marshall on short yardage, not Watford,
hey,
by the way.
King's left flop. 44 bone. X money clear on 1. Ready?
X money clear.
So you're clearing out.
Sit on. Breathe in. Breathe in, huh?
A lot of run on first down for Saskatchewan.
And they run the ball on first down more than any other team, just over 40% of the time. Mason is brought down pretty quickly in the play by Ken Bishop.
5R, as you just heard, means 5 receivers. So throwing down here on 2nd and long. And as I mentioned, this offense starting to get traction. And with the play of their O-line, you started to think that it's just a matter of time. Zach Collaros is going to start to move the football better. See if he can convert here.
61, 61. The ball.
That's an audible call.
Hurry, go.
Should be the final play of the quarter. Collaros throws to the sidelines and is picked off. Intercepted by Tremaine Washington. Up the sidelines he goes. Washington, touchdown Toronto.
I think I jinxed him. Just started talking again about this offense catching fire a little bit tonight, and Collaros with the pick 6.
Tremaine Washington with his first CFL interception, and it's taken back 60 yards for a touchdown.
Well, Naaman Roosevelt, who was injured in the first half, walked off limping after an interception that the Argos got, and it was targeted to him. Back on that play, but great pick 6 by Jermaine Washington.
The CFL has had 28 defensive touchdowns so far this year.
It's interesting, yeah.
On pace for the low 40s. That's a dramatic increase over recent years.
Well, you know what's interesting about that is that in rules committee meetings, they've changed some of the rules, like you can't contact after 5 yards, to create more offense. And yet we're having a record-breaking year in the league on defensive scores.
Medeiros puts the point after up and through, and this game is tied after 3 quarters of play. Collaros picked by Tremaine Washington, and the 23-year-old rookie takes it home for the touchdown to square it up here in Toronto.
Glenn, welcome to TSN. What should be a great game today between Toronto and Edmonton. Both the Eskimos and Argos feature new quarterbacks. And for Toronto, The addition of Ken Austin is important, but so is the fact that he's reunited with Jeff Fairholm.
That's right. Coach Mike Farragelli said that the moment they came into training camp, Jeff Fairholm and Ken Austin hooked up like they'd never missed a beat. So that's a combination that we're going to see a lot of throughout the year. Very successful for 6 seasons with the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and they'll be clicking today.
Oh, dear.
See, when you see, Chris Edwards didn't tell us he was going to do that.
No.
That's our producer. And when you show that and then us right afterwards, you can see that.
You look the same. I still have that golf shirt.
No, we do not look the same.
I still have that golf shirt. There's an important defensive play for Toronto. We've talked a lot about defensive touchdowns this year. Saskatchewan has 8 of them.
Well, you know, Saskatchewan's had their best game offensively, and then Zach Collaros throws an interception for a touchdown. A nice play made by Washington.
So Saskatchewan not only doesn't answer the touchdown, but now on the kickoff return, driving ahead is Saskatchewan's Kyran Moore, and Moore a good return out to the 43-yard line. But there's a chance for the Toronto defense to do something. Here's the problem for the Argonauts. The last few games, they've been outscored 41-13 in the fourth quarter of the last 4 games.
There is Naaman Roosevelt right there on that pick 6, Gordon, and let's just take a look as he's going to try and shake the coverage of Trumaine Washington. Can't do it. Loses the battle to fight for the football because he slipped and fell down. Washington takes it to the house. We're all tied up.
And now Mason on the first down carry. Not much doing there as Cleon Lang makes the stop, a gain of 3.
Always the test for the quarterback right here. He throws a pick 6. They run it on first down, 2nd and long. Can you flush it and complete one here?
Still no Bear Woods in the defense for Toronto. Now they've got Justin Tuttle playing middle linebacker. Gain was 3 at 2nd and 7. Collaros back and throwing, and the pass is caught by Roosevelt. And Washington, the man who knocks him out of bounds, was the man who took one back a moment ago.
Yeah, but you've got to have just that strong character about you. Zach Collaros threw this exact route to the same player and had it picked for a touchdown 3 plays ago. Went right back to it on 2nd and long, completed and got a first down.
In the Toronto territory at the 54. Here comes the blitz. Collaros stands in and throws, takes a hit, and fires it out to the fullback Spencer Moore, but Moore is tied up by Ronnie Yelp, and that'll limit the gain to a yard.
You know, I know that here in Toronto they're building this fan base and building up again. A good crowd here tonight. Here we go. But I'll tell you what, I've done a handful of games here in Toronto and BMO, and it gets loud in here. It really does, and it's making it a little more challenging for Zach Collaros, and that's something we haven't said here in Toronto for some time. I know there's a lot of green here tonight, but you can hear them turn up the volume. They start pounding their feet.
On 2nd and long, Collaros flushed again, long way to go, and taken down by Akeem Jordan. It'll be a gain of a couple out to the 52-yard line. This will be a long field goal try, 59 yards. The wind is behind Saskatchewan here in the fourth quarter.
Tough one there on the call, because you take a look at what Saskatchewan went with offensively. They put 4 guys or quads into the boundary of the short side of the field. When you do that, boy, you really make it tough to find an open area. Look at how bunched up those receivers are, and when the protection broke down, Collaros had to take off.
Armani Edwards back to receive the punt from Josh Bartell. Bartell, little backspin kick taken by Edwards inside the 10-yard line. And Edwards, a good job to get up to the 19-yard line. Tied at 27 here in the fourth quarter on the CFL Live from Toronto.
only be achieved when we pull together.
Back here in Toronto, the Argonauts and Saskatchewan tied at 27. Saskatchewan's won the last 4 meetings between these two. As the first down carry goes to Toronto's Brandon Burks. And Burks, who spells off James Wilder Jr., gets out to the 24-yard line for a gain of 5.
Here we go. Gold right Yaks, 54 Haas, W Hoosier swap, X clears, D nudge twerk. Come on, hey. Flat. Release flat.
Brandon Burks needed to be reminded of his assignment there.
And now Thompson throws it out to the 38-yard line. The pass is caught by S.J. Green in front of his old pal Ed Gainey. First down and a mic drop from S.J. Green.
Seen both quarterbacks do that tonight, where one of the players, receiver, running back, comes right at the end of that play call in the huddle that we're letting you hear and listen into and say, what do I got? That's the player forgetting his assignment and the quarterback reminding him, you got the flat. You got to go
dirty on the brown,
run the flat route.
Brown. Hurry, hey, easy, lava. Hurry, son.
High snap. Here's Burks again, and that time he was tracked down right away and stopped by, among others, McConaughey Henry.
You hear McLeod Bethel Thompson that time say, easy, lava. So Lava changed the play. When he said easy, that's so that the ball is not snapped. He doesn't want to alert anyone because he's going to change the play as an audible, basically call an audible at the line of scrimmage. But if he barks out that audible, he might get the ball snapped when he doesn't want it.
Here comes the rush, and Bethel Thompson throws that to the flat. Pass is caught by Burks, but nothing doing there as he's brought down right away by Samuel Iguavin. No gain, third down, Toronto.
All-star season for number 47 for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Guavin 6th in the league in defensive plays coming into this week at 77, but it's been 7 tackles for losses, 3 quarterback sacks. He's got a couple of forced fumbles and a key stop on second down right there.
He's got touchdowns on interceptions and fumble recoveries this year.
Yes. All-star season for Guavin.
And now Moore on the punt return, gets up to the 43-yard line. A 42-yard punt, a return of 15. Not much doing there for Burks as Samuel Iguavin snuffs that play out.
For tickets, go to Riderville.com.
Saskatchewan starts at its own 43-yard line. A lot of Rider road games feel like home games.
Hey, 351.
Designed restart.
Hurry. Sit up.
Caleros looking over the top. He's got Evans, and he can't hang on. Back on the coverage for Toronto is Will Likely in his Canadian Football League debut.
Not a big guy at 5'7", 167 down at the bottom of your screen, but he can run. Good returner too.
Tore up his knee in Maryland's homecoming game his senior year. Not drafted in the NFL.
But was a first-team All-Big Ten returner.
On second down, flag comes down. And now Caleros, a long way to go, gets tracked down by Troy Davis.
Looked like William Lambert jumped the gun, which would mean Mark Tressman would decline this.
Saskatchewan, number 85.
Yeah.
That penalty is declined.
Actually calling Kyron Moore. So it brings up third down for Saskatchewan. Chris Jones exhales once again, is turning into a game where Saskatchewan, like last week, has played well. The Riders felt like they should have won last week, but at various times. Could not get the deal done.
Trevor
Powell.
Yeah, I was going to say Trevor Harris and William Powell had something to say about that too. Yeah.
Now Bartel to punt. And likely back to receiver. Bartel's going to run, or is he throwing now? And wide open. A first down on the fake.
They got the whole team down the field.
Now, Toronto's arguing that shouldn't be a legal catch as the ball was caught by Chad Jeter.
Yeah, and they're discussing it now, like the entire line, and there's the penalty flag. The entire front line on the punt can't be downfield before a forward pass.
But I don't know that they were, was that a design play or not?
No, I don't think so. No, it looked like he was making it up as he was going along. Maybe to run it, but
Ineligible receiver, number 91, Saskatchewan.
Everyone was downfield.
Yeah, you got it.
Which number was downfield? Everyone. No. Yeah, Josh Bartel looks like. No, they're straight cover. He just spied it, but because Akeem Jordan was there.
Well, and now the penalty will take it back to the 37-yard line. And it remains third down. Now the problem, of course, is you can't decline the penalty because Saskatchewan got first down yardage.
Exactly.
So a little break there. Hence the reason Jones is smiling. And Bartel, I'm going to say he kicks it here.
My guess would be he lets it go here. Yeah.
And it does. Good high kick. Likely just inside his 30. Ran headlong into Spencer Moore's behind there. And so S.J. Green and the Toronto offense get a chance to do something they haven't done all night. Take the lead. S.J. Green, 99 yards receiving so far in this game. Let's go to Matthew Chinetti on the sideline.
Well, Gord, we've seen a lot of Argos receivers making big plays tonight, especially James Wilder in that third quarter. Maybe one of the reasons for that is there is a shoebox that's off of S.J. Green's stall in the Argos locker room. And in this shoebox, well, it's the money collected throughout the season. Don't call it a fine box, maybe call it a standard box. $20 if you drop a pass, $50 if you drop a touchdown pass. It's to make sure everyone's accountable. If you make a mistake, you pay. S.J. Green told us he doesn't know how much money is in there. He knows what it's going to, though. Hopefully at the end of the season, all the offensive players will get together, and hopefully they'll be celebrating something. Guys.
Bethel Thompson throws it out to Wilder, and James Wilder Jr. gets out to the 43-yard line. Good open field tackle by Samuel Iguavin. We saw earlier Lucas Purifoy drop an interception, do 10 push-ups.
Yeah, I mean, there's different ways you guys build competition within the team, and to S.J. Green to do that, be the leader. I wonder how much is in there, though.
2nd and 3, and Wilder trips. Whoa. Looks like he hooked feet there with Bethel Thompson.
Sean McEwen's at center with an elbow brace, and was it him or was it Bethel Thompson that he got twisted up? No, that was a clean. There it is.
McEwen, yeah.
That's the big push by Zach Evans.
But he stumbled far enough to get out to the 48. And back to the ground they go. Wilder out to midfield, a gain of 7. It'll bring up 2nd and short. Toronto gets less yardage on first down than almost any team in the league, less yards per carry, less rushing yards. It's been a very different second year for James Wilder Jr. than his first.
Well, it's not a surprise. 32 is, believe me, is scouted and game planned to try and control by defenses coming in. But he's having a better second half. Very good second half, as a matter of fact.
On 2nd down, and a catch is made by Wilder. And he's taking middle linebacker Sam Hurl for a ride all the way down to the 35-yard line. And the gain is 19. Another Toronto first down. And they're into scoring territory now.
Saw it right at the get-go here. He's going to be right here, and he's just going to shoot the flat and outflank Sam Hurl.
And meanwhile, on the Toronto sideline, Duron Carter sits. Not part of the offensive scheme for much of the second half. No catches tonight. Play fake by Bethel Thompson. Takes a shot and throws. Charleston Hughes unloaded on McLeod Bethel Thompson. Oof.
Just like cut him in half there. It was a shot right to between the 1 and the 4. Just as he was trying to step into the throw.
Here we go, fellas. Spread right, 74
Watch
W1
the hit.
Fox. Spread right, 74 W1 Fox.
Right shoulder pad, right in the gut.
Second down for the Saskatchewan 36, and Carter looks off. Bethel Thompson fires. And the catch made by Rodney Smith. Smith's down to the 29-yard line. That'll be 2 yards short of a Toronto first down at least.
Last time Mark Trestman was down by 10 in a similar situation, took the points.
They did, and now you're a chance to take the lead here. Inside 5 to go in the fourth quarter.
Take the points.
And we mentioned that Toronto has 3 wins this season, all 3 at home. And in all 3 games, they trailed at halftime, or after 3 quarters. Here they were tied after 45 minutes. So now the field goal try from 36 yards out. Again, Toronto has the worst field goal percentage in the league this year. And he missed it left. So they'll get 1 and take the lead by 1, but not what they were looking for.
And right now, Mark Trestman thinking, don't second guess. It was the right decision.
Oh, for sure. Right?
Go for the points. I mean, you know, you get down into plus territory, you're tempted on a 2nd and a yard and a half, or 3rd and yard and a half, to go ahead and try and get it, continue the drive, and put a major on the board. But no, you take the points. The attempt at it anyway, and that ball missed. 1-point lead with Saskatchewan with plenty of time. I mean, there's time for a few more possessions for both teams, but could take the lead now with a field goal.
First down, Saskatchewan from the 35-yard line. Inside 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Caleros flushed, throws, has a man, Evans, but the pass is incomplete. As hustling back on the coverage for Toronto was Marcus Robertson, another newcomer to their secondary.
This young secondary's made some plays tonight. Marcus Robertson, a couple we've seen at least 2 knockdowns. And remember Tremaine Washington with the pick 6 in this second half. 3 rookies in the 4 now with Will Likely playing corner. That's the 4th rookie in the secondary.
2nd and 10 from the 35.
Right to the middle.
Caleros fires wide open is Roosevelt, and Naaman Roosevelt gets down to the 49-yard line. He was shaken up earlier. Gets a 27-yard gain there, and Roosevelt appears to be nicked again.
Well, if he shows any sort of distress here trying to get back to the huddle, then he may be taken out by the official. He's got to be careful there if he is okay. He's the wide receiver down the bottom. Now he thinks he's going to get hit from the safety, Jonathan Dowling. Dowling plays like he's going to play the interception and misses him. But that hit there rocked Roosevelt a little bit.
5 catches, 105 yards for Naaman Roosevelt tonight. First down from the Toronto 49-yard line. Caleros throws, and the pass dropped by Jordan Williams-Lambert. He's got 2 touchdown catches tonight, but there's a big drop at the Toronto 20. We've reached the 3-minute warning in Toronto. Saskatchewan's knocking on the door, but jam their finger in it there. Second down when we come back. Hockey back with a preseason. Molson Canadian Leafs hockey as Montreal taking on Toronto at 7:30 Eastern time on TSN4 in the Maple Leaf region.
I'm thinking that there's a fan base in this area right here pretty excited about their hockey team this year.
Yeah.
Is it Tavares or Tavares?
Tavares.
Okay.
Let's not talk about it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Is that all right?
Second down from the Toronto 49. Collaros on the run and throws, and this will be a first down on the catch by Devon Bailey, a gain of 13 yards. And Devon Bailey, just his 7th catch of the year, moves the sticks for Saskatchewan.
Oh, I love the play call because he gets him outside, moves the launch point, moves Zach Collaros around, straight drop, and then bounces outside to find a throwing lane, get outside pressure, and find Bailey. Key first down.
Bailey, Mississauga native who played at St. FX in Nova Scotia. Antigonish. On first down, Thigpen dances back again, and gets thrown down hard by Tremaine Washington. And that will move them back to the 38-yard line.
Well, and this is the key play because of the time on the clock, not necessarily the score, because
we got to get the Will linebacker here. Squads left, close, all around and block, all one, ready?
Got to get the Will linebacker, Zach Collaros just said.
So it sounds like this might be a running play.
Will linebacker is the weak side linebacker. Over there at the top. Got to get him. Didn't get him.
Let's go left in the ground. So it brings up third down. Good. It'll be about a 44-yard field goal try. There's a flag down at the end of the play.
Intentional grounding. Saskatchewan, number 17. So it'll be third down.
So they call intentional grounding on Collaros.
Let's go, Brett.
So now the ball gets moved back to the 48. So this would be a 55-yard field goal try, make it 56.
Lost a down penalty inside of 3 minutes, and this is a monster kick all of a sudden.
Lowther's longest of the year is 56. The holder is Josh Bartel. The wind is at his back. To take the lead. Carter is back. Lowther puts it up. Does it have enough? Yes! Brett Lowther, a 56-yard field goal with just over a minute left in the fourth quarter, and Saskatchewan is back in the lead.
The St. Mary's product has been money all year long. Came into the game at 92.3% and nails it. Clutch time now. McLeod Bethel Thompson with lots of time to try and match.
It might have made it from 57, but not from 58.
Chris Jones, go, go, go. Little body language there, like you're on the first tee box, trying to keep it on the fairway.
All right, so now he'll kick it off.
Hell yeah.
1:14 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Put the big boy pants on. Let's go play some ball.
Burks and Likely are back to receive the kickoff.
Don't know if you just, or if the fans just heard McLeod Bethel Thompson on his mic up, but he said, let's go, guys. Time to put your big boy pants on and go play some ball.
Yeah. Likely from the 10-yard line. Still going and gets out to the 38-yard line. McLeod Bethel Thompson, 29 of 38, 293 yards, 1 interception.
Off the hash. Off the hash.
Where you think about that missed field goal from Medeiros. Would otherwise be a tie game.
Let's play ball. Let's play ball. One at a time. One at a time. We're going to have gold left, Zor, 755, S strike, W return, Y Burbank, R dot. I want it.
Here comes the rush. Bethel Thompson throws. Levine Noel makes the catch. Close to first down yardage. Tackle made by the safety, Mike Edom. And the mark is a gain of 10. It is a Toronto first down.
Go left, go left, go left.
Bethel Thompson cut the booties off his pajamas on that one. Because he got hit hard by Charleston Hughes.
Here comes the blitz again. Bethel Thompson fires, and the catch made by S.J. Green at midfield. It's a gain of 7.
Just out-muscled Luchez Purifoy on that one. Tons of pressure from Chris Jones, but Bethel Thompson is handling it and getting it out of his hands quickly.
Hey, 364, 365, 365. Ryan. Omaha.
Bethel Thompson throws again, incomplete. Looking at the sidelines for Malcolm Williams. So they got 28 seconds left. They probably need the 35-yard line at least for Medeiros to kick field goal.
Well, and they need the first down first. So it's got to be a play here to get the 3.5 they need. And then one more to get it in Medeiros' range.
Clock stops on the incompletion.
Charleston Hughes inside.
Bethel Thompson throws. Edwards makes the catch. First down inside the 45. Down to the 44-yard line. 23 seconds to go, and the clock will start when the ball is placed.
Indy, Bird. Indy, Bird, left to right. Bird.
First down for the Saskatchewan 44. Here comes the rush. Bethel Thompson throws incomplete for Edwards. Ed Gainey on the coverage. 15 seconds to go in the fourth quarter.
2 plays. And I would guess right now McLeod Bethel Thompson is looking for 5 yards. 5 yards.
We got spread left, raw, 74, Y-Stork switch, W-post, X-fade. I want right.
X-fade means the X receiver's running the fade route.
Second down for the 44. There comes the rush. Bethel Thompson's got a man wide open. S.J. Green, and he can't get him. And he knew it. He took a shot at the end of the play. And it's now third down. The ball's at the 44. And they will try a field goal here.
Yeah, got to.
So this would be a career-long 51 for Medeiros. His previous long of the year, 44. Lots on it. Wide left. And Saskatchewan will give up 1. And with 2 seconds to go, Toronto's going to come up a point short as Saskatchewan will escape with a 30-29 win. And Medeiros misses 2 in the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter.
And with the win, Saskatchewan moves into second place in the West Division.
He had enough on it. And so the Argonauts will drop their 4th straight. And once again, Mark Trestman could look at his team and said they did enough to win. But Chris Jones's team will snap that brief losing skid after the loss to Ottawa, and now Saskatchewan will have won 5 out of 6. Heading to Montreal next week. And for Toronto, it gets harder from here. On to Calgary next week, BC the week after.
Good first half for the Saskatchewan offense. It bogged down a little bit. Adjustments made by the Argos. McLeod, Bethel, Thompson got him close, but not close enough. Saskatchewan moves into second. Naaman Roosevelt, big game for him.
30-29 is your final score. Chris Jones, by the way, 4-0 in his career now against Mark Trestman as a head coach. And time now for the Nissan Titan Player of the Game, brought to you by the Nissan Titan, official vehicle of the CFL.
You know, I thought it was a pretty good game, other than the pick 6 that Zach Caleros threw for the quarterback at 233, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But a guy who was fighting through some nicks tonight. He got banged up a couple of times, had to leave the game due to injuries. Naaman Roosevelt. Roosevelt with 5 catches, targeted 7 times, 105 yards. The long one there deep into the game, a 40-yarder. So Naaman Roosevelt, our Nissan Titan Player of the Game.
Saskatchewan Roughriders will be in Montreal next week as they exhale and leave Toronto with a 30-29 win in a rematch of last year's East Division final. 2 former teammates, Ricky Ray and Zach Caleros, talking it over as Saskatchewan wins game 2 of our triple header. Back to the studio now, and Rod Smith.
Thank you, Gord. What a finish. And after this, we are